What's up everyone? You have got Anubhav Yadav here. Hope you are doing well. Yesterday evening, I was interacting with my friends on Instagram and some of them were asking about the best flying school in India. So I thought why not help you guys through this video. If you want to follow me on Instagram for daily updates, my lifestyle and chit chats, my Instagram is same as YouTube channel holding short of runway. I try and reply to pretty much everyone. So see you guys on Instagram. Also, if you want to know how to become a pilot in India, link is somewhere here. Go check it out and show some love. I hope you'll like it. So in this video, I'll be telling you a lot of details and on what factors you can decide which flying school is best and best suited for you. So आपने DGCA CPL एग्जाम्स क्लियर कर लिए, फंड्स अरेंज हो गए, माइंड मेकअप कर लिया कि भाई अब तो पायलट बनना ही है. So everything is finalized. Now the point is flying school choose कैसे करें. So I am going to list out each and everything that you should check before joining a flying school. Let's get started. The first most important thing is cost. कितने पैसे लगने वाले हैं? That is what matters a lot. Pilot बनना is not everyone's cup of tea. बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे लगते हैं. I agree. किसी flying school में कम लगेंगे, किसी flying school में ज़्यादा लगेंगे. But it's you who has to choose according to your budget कि आपको किस flying school में जाना है. Although we have a flying school in India which range from 15 lakhs going up to 50 lakhs. Now it's you who has to decide which flying school is best suited for you according to your budget. Now moving on to point number 2, number of students. कितने students are currently enrolled and present in that flying school? So if your flying school is huge and has handsome number of aircraft, but at the same time students भी काफी ज़्यादा हैं, so literally you will not get any aircraft to fly. The number of students in a flying school matters a lot. Point to be noted is this: it keeps on changing from time to time, which means किसी flying school में आज काफी ज़्यादा students हैं and each of them will be getting flying at a lower pace. But at the same time, after 5 or 6 months, उसी flying school में वो हो सकता है वो flying school empty हो, उसमें बच्चे ही ना हो, क्योंकि most of them passed out. So ये आपको flying school join करने से immediately पहले ही check करना पड़ेगा how many number of students are there. So this is a very variable factor and this has to be checked just before you join the flying school. Now the third point is geographic location. So let's say your flying school is at a place जहाँ पे बारिश बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. So how will you fly? Because rain will affect the visibility. Or if your flying school is somewhere in the North India में है, तो यूजुअली विंटर्स में नॉर्थ इंडिया में क्या होता है? फॉग मीन्स विजिबिलिटी विल ड्रॉप एंड फ्लाइंग के लिए यू नीड एटलीस्ट 5 किलोमीटर ऑफ विजिबिलिटी एज अ स्टूडेंट पायलट. तो 5 किलोमीटर की विजिबिलिटी नहीं होगी तो आप फ्लाई कैसे करोगे? So, geographic location of the flying school matters a lot because flying is directly associated with the weather. Now the fourth point is, and which is one of the most important point, is CFI or Deputy CFI and instructors at the flying school. क्या आपके flying school में instructors CFI, Deputy CFI हैं? What is CFI? CFI is the Chief Flying Instructor or Deputy CFI is the Deputy Chief Flying Instructor. CFI is the head of the flying school just like a principal in any school. अगर CFI flying school में नहीं है तो flying school में नहीं हो सकती. CFI or Deputy CFI has to be physically present at the flying school. So do check if CFI or Deputy CFI is present at the school or not. Also check the number of instructors because आपके जो 200 hours होते हैं उसमें से initial part of the flying and बीच बीच में कुछ parts होते हैं which are taught by instructors. So अगर instructors ही नहीं होंगे तो flying किसके साथ करोगे? They teach you how to fly. So please check the number of instructors before you join a flying school. Before we continue, if you think the content is helpful to you, if you really enjoy the content, do consider subscribing my channel. It really motivates me to continue bringing some nice aviation content. Also, link for my Instagram account is in the description, or you can just search holding short of runway. And let's continue now. The point number 5 is the number of aircraft that flying school has. The number of aircraft is also very big factor. अगर उस flying school में सिर्फ एक जहाज है, तो it will be divided among the number of students present over there. Consider a flying school having 10, 15 or 20 aircraft. वहाँ पे obviously you will have to fly more frequently and finish off your 200 hours of flying very much faster. Also, be it conventional cockpit or glass cockpit, it doesn't matter. No one cares कि आपने conventional cockpit में flying की है या आपने glass cockpit में flying की. Not even airline, you still have the same CPM. Oh yes, one more thing, type of aircraft. In India, the most commonly used training aircraft are Cessna 152s and Cessna 172s, out of which Cessna 152 will cost you lesser than Cessna 172. So आपका CPL सस्ते में हो जाएगा as compared to CPL on Cessna 172, which is a bigger aircraft and consumes more fuel. Now the point number 6 is how good the maintenance is at the flying school. As you know, during training phase काफी aircrafts crash होते हैं due to poor maintenance. None of us wants to face emergencies during flights due to engine failure. Hence, it all depends on how good the maintenance is at the flying school. Now this is a place where most flying schools cut cost and make profits. So due to this, the maintenance suffers a lot. So go to a flying school where aircrafts are well maintained and preferably a new aircraft upon which you can rely on. So if I conclude point 6, go to a flying school which has good maintenance section and well qualified permanent aircraft maintenance engineers and technicians. Now the 7th and most controversial point is overlogging or underlogging. Now before I begin, let me explain overlogging होता क्या है. So in a lot of flying schools, what happens is you fly for 1 hour, but when you land, you put it as 2 hours in the logbook. Logbook is a book where you log your hours. So you have flown for 1 hour, but now you have logged 2 hours. That is illegal and very wrong practice. Unfortunately, it happens in a lot of flying schools in India. For obvious reasons, I cannot take the names on camera, but I know them very well. It's just very false practice and please do not go to the flying schools जहाँ पे ये सब होता है. It's a big red flag and you should never go to those flying schools. Now the next concept is underlogging. Let's say आपने 4 घंटे जहाज उड़ाया and land होके आपने सिर्फ उसको 2 hours log किया. That means आपने 4 घंटे flying सीखी, but आपने officially उसे सिर्फ 2 घंटे log किया. This is also illegal practice and you should never do that. In future, if DGCA or Airport Authority of India की audit होती है, trust me, you will end up in a big amount of trouble. Hence, go to a place जहाँ पे आपने जितना fly किया, उतना ही log किया. As simple as that. Now the point number 8 is the quality of training. Although your primary aim is chance to get the job in an airline and no one is going to test your practical flying skills at this stage. You will be tested on your theoretical knowledge. But once you start flying, after few hours down the line, you will realize how good your flying school has trained you. So even if you are good and very good at flying schools, it won't help you at this stage. If the instructors are good, if the aircrafts are good, and if the airfield is good, trust me, you'll learn a lot and become a much better pilot. Now the point number 9 is something no one usually cares about. An controlled aerodrome or an uncontrolled aerodrome. And also the point is who owns the runway. If there is a flying school, there has to be a runway. Now the click is, ये जो runway है उसका owner कौन है? For example, if any flying club operating from a busy airport that is controlled airspace, so commercial aircrafts are given preference and hence the flying of training aircraft gets hindered. Which means the completion of CPL will take longer as compared to flying in uncontrolled aerodromes. If 10 to 12 aircrafts are active in the vicinity of aircraft, the ATC might not give you even startup because of the traffic coming in. So he'll not let you fly. These things might seem very minor to you, but once you start your flight training, you will realize it later. Another thing for the runway is what are the facilities available at the airfield. Does it have a VOR? Does it have a ILS? Does it have Vasi Papi lights? The runway marking, taxiway marking. How long is the runway? These things are very minute at present, but they'll start coming up once you start your flight training. Now the point number 10 is all the miscellaneous things. The following points won't affect you directly, but these are the secondary points which you can take into consideration. Hostel kaisa hai? If they don't have the hostel, you have to arrange your own accommodation. How is the food? How you will manage? Climate related things. Where exactly is the flying school located? These little things won't define you choosing a flying school, but these can help you for a pleasant stay. So think about these things also before you enroll into one. And finally, we come down to which is the best flying club in India. And the answer to that is, sorry to disappoint, but there is no best flying school in India. There are good flying schools, there are bad flying schools, but there is no best flying school across the globe. Just like आपके लिए कुछ best है, किसी और के लिए कुछ और. So there is no definition for the best. Every school has some positive points and some negative points. So it's you who has to decide considering the points I have mentioned in the video. You have to work hard on the factors I mentioned. Write it down on a paper and research. I cannot give you a single name. It's your hard-earned money, so choose wisely considering the above mentioned points. Now you might be thinking, इतने सारे points तो बता दिए, but इनके बारे में पता कैसे करें? Just go to their website and check. Speak to them. कितने instructors हैं, कितने aircrafts हैं, they won't lie to you. About the other details, I would recommend you speak to the students who have flown from there, and this is the best way to take reviews. You can find them on social media platforms and they'll happily tell you. Also, the day you decide कि pilot बनना है, don't step into flying school and enroll yourself. You have to do your due diligence, and helping you out your due diligence can be your ground school. Mostly, ground schools located in flying schools are not very good, and when you join your ground school, most preferably in Delhi, वहाँ पर you will come across in contact with many people. They share their input, you will share your input, and you will get a much better picture of which flying school is best and which is worse. If you know any airline pilot, you can speak to them. But to be honest, they'll not have the clear picture because they did their training years back. Things keep changing in aviation with time. So one last thing, if you speak to any flying school, they'll say we are the best. But believe me, they are not. Use your head, work on your research, and choose wisely. If you know any nice flying school, drop in comments, let everyone know. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something from it. Do give me a thumbs up. If you think this video can help any of your near or dear ones, do share. Let's get to 1000 subscribers super soon. And thank you for the love that you give me, is really great. See you in the next one. That's about it. Stay safe. Jai Hind.